Today we got some good news and some bad news coming out of Ford. The good news is that we have a new crate engine to be excited about, and the bad news is if you're a Ford Explorer owner, you may have a recall coming at you soon. So let's rip that band-aid off first and get right into the bad news. If you own a 2013 through 2017 Ford Explorer, you might want to keep an eye on your mailboxes in the near future. Now, these SUVs are hot sellers. There is a ton of them out there. They've got a wide variety of options, models, engines, you name it, you can find one tailored to your needs. Now, the problem is that there has been reported 13 accidents that involve injuries due to a defect that the Ford Explorer has. Now again, this is for the 2013 through the 17 model years. Now that's going to affect 350,000 units here in the US and an additional 25,200 in Canada. Now all of these were manufactured in the Chicago assembly plant between September 2012 and late January 2017. Now the problem that Ford seems to be having an issue with is the outboard section of the rear suspension toe link. Now the problem is these components are developing fractures, causing loss of steering. The good news is Ford is well aware of this and they've already got a fix for it. Now once Ford issues the recall, what they're going to do is they're going to give the vehicle a stress test, checking out all the components, making sure there is no fractures that are found or corrosion, and if there is, they are going to replace the axis ball joints and any other components that need to be replaced that will be affected by this particular recall. Now again, this recall has not been officially announced yet. This is in the works. Ford is aware of the problem. They are going to be announcing the recall in the near future once they've gathered up all the information they need, the parts, the VIN numbers in which the vehicles are affected, but this is just a broad idea and range of what's coming. So if you have a 2013 through 17 Ford Explorer, keep an eye on your mailbox. Now let's get into something a little more exciting, the new crate engine that Ford said they are going to be releasing. Now this is not a new engine per se, but it kind of is. It's the 5.2 Predator engine that is in the new 2020 Shelby GT500. The supercharged 760 horsepower engine, and Ford said it's going to become a crate engine. Now, we don't know a lot of details yet. This is still in the works. This isn't official. You can't go out and buy it yet. Ford did say it will be offered as a crate engine. But there's a lot we don't know. Like, we don't know the price. We know it's probably going to be expensive. We also don't know what kind of transmission you're going to be able to hook up to it, because as of right now, the only transmission that is in the GT500 is the DCT. We don't know if that's the only transmission that will work with this engine though. I don't know if there's a way to adapt it to, say, the 10R80 or a 6R80 or even the Tremec TR6060s. Now, those are all options that some people might want to put behind that engine. Now, again, we don't know if they're going to work. We don't know if they're going to make some kind of adapter kit, or if this is just going to be like an option to replace a broken engine in your Shelby. It's like, all right, hey, we sold it as a crate engine. You can replace the engine in your current car, but it's not going to be really something you can retrofit into a different body. But just the fact that they're coming out with a crate engine is very exciting, because at some point you're going to be able to use that in another car. There's going to be transmission options that they can make work with this. I'm sure there's going to be retrofit computers for the transmissions, but there's always that option that Ford could release the dual clutch transmission out of the Shelby as a crate transmission as well. If they did it for the engine, I see no reason why they shouldn't do it for the transmission, especially if you want to get them as a package deal to put into another project. The question here is the price tag. How much is this engine going to cost? I'm sure it's going to be a pretty penny. I'm thinking, let's just take a number off the top of my head and say $20,000. Now that might be high. Maybe it's 17, but it's definitely not going to be cheap. I have no idea what it's going to be. But be sure to drop your thoughts down below on how much you think this engine is going to cost. But we do know it's coming. It's going to be exciting. especially if we can retrofit that thing into other older body style Mustangs. Maybe the S197s or something like that would be really cool to drop it into. So I'm going to need you to leave your comments down below on what you think of the recall that's happening with the Explorer. Do you have an Explorer? I need to know this. Do you have an Explorer? Does it fall in that 2013 to 17 time frame? Are you going to keep an eye on your box? Are you going to talk to your dealerships? What are you going to do? Also, the crate engine for the 5.2 Predator supercharged engine, how excited are you? More importantly, what would you drop that engine into? Because I can think of a lot of cars I would drop that into. Namely my 08 GT500. That would be a cool setup. If you're new here, my name is Kevin. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll catch you in the next upload.